Good. So welcome to our new semester. That is May-August 2025. We'll be discussing advanced management accounting as one of the compulsory units, right? So I believe those who are in meeting, number one, those who are in this meeting joined advanced level in January 2024. If you joined advanced level in January 2024, then this particular paper will be a compulsory unit for you. Then what does it mean? It means your compulsory units, compulsory papers will be advanced financial reporting, advanced financial management, leadership and management, and of course, advanced management accounting. Then under specialization, you have to specialize in one or a maximum of two. And that is, so you have to specialize. You have to take at most two, at least one. That is advanced taxation, advanced audit and assurance, and then advanced public financial management. Initially, this was a selective or a specialization unit, but it was shifted from this side to the compulsory section effective January 2024. Effective January 2024. If we joined advanced level before January 2024, then maybe it means the credit that you are given under this unit was withdrawn, and therefore you have to take it as a compulsory unit. Maybe you did your advanced level and may stop at some point, maybe in 2018 or in 2019. So if you maybe attempted these papers here in 2018 or 2019, and your next time of coming back to continue with your CPA was maybe this year or last year, then it means there's high chances KASNEB will withdraw the credits that you are having, and therefore you'll be told to retake the papers. And in the process of retaking the papers, advanced management accounting will now be a compulsory unit for you. Good. Then let me also clarify under specialization. Remember, you are allowed to specialize in one, take the 4 plus any 1 year to make them 5 papers, right? Once you're done with the 5 papers, you will, of course, go to post-advanced level, and take your business data analytics to finalize your CPA. Now, what if you decide to double specialize? That is, you have decided to take advanced tax, advanced audit and assurance. Then, in the process of taking the 2 papers, you have passed tax and you failed audit. So if you look at your portal, the 4 units are okay. You passed all of them. Then under specialization, you decided to attempt 2. You attempted advanced tax and advanced audit. But now when the results are out, you find that you've only passed advanced tax. Remember, if you have attempted the paper and failed, you have to pass it. Even if you're going to take 4 or 3 sittings, then you have to actually pass that particular unit before you get to BDA. So what does it mean? If you're not so sure about one of these units, why can't you just specialize in one, clear your CPA, and then if you now have interest in the other paper which you did not specialize in, you can go to KASNEB, request them to give you this paper as an independent exam, and you'll be given a certificate for that particular paper, right? So the risk of doing the 2 and failing one, it means you not proceed to BDA. And what will happen if you don't proceed to BDA, you do not know when you will be sitting for this paper until you pass that particular unit. So it's upon you to decide. But if you are sure and you want to double specialize, there's no problem. Just pick any 2 plus the compulsory units, do your exams, and then you get to BDA. I believe that is now clear for those who are having problems in terms of knowing whether they are supposed to do this AMA or not. Is that clear to anybody? Is that clear to anybody? I hope so. Good. So I believe having done that, all of us are now eligible or are supposed to take advanced management accounting. It is the shortest unit. It is the simplest unit. And therefore, we don't need more than 2 classes. Right? I even tried so much to convince the college to only give me 1 session in a week. Because with this paper, we have 8 topics. 2 topics are theory topics. We don't need to have any calculation there. So it means you're going to have 6 topics. Out of the 6 topics, 1 topic is transferred from intermediate level, which you did. So whatever you did at intermediate level will be transferred to advanced level. And maybe just a section of about 10 minutes is what has been added to that particular topic. If you remove the 3, we are remaining with 5 topics. I believe these 5 topics are very few and we can actually manage them even if we had 1 lesson. So these 2 lessons in a week are more than enough for us to complete the syllabus, do a revision, and be ready to pass this particular unit. You have to do 4 in this semester before specializing. No. That is not the case. What normally happens is the moment you get to advanced level, remember KASNEB normally allows you, so if you are having ALM, AFR, AFM, AMA, right? Then you'll be specializing in either tax or so let's say you have decided to specialize in advanced taxation. What normally happens is you can decide to sit for all these papers in August sitting. You can decide to sit for all these papers in August sitting, or go by the KASNEB rule, which says you must sit for at least 3 papers, right? So the 3 papers that you're supposed to sit for in any sitting, there's no specification that you have to follow the order. You have to pick paper number 1, paper number 2, paper number 3, then you come to paper number 4, right? Then you come to paper number 3. Of course, audit is number 2. So this one is paper number 3 under specialization, right? There's nothing like that. You just pick any 3. You can decide to sit for LM, right? You come and check your advanced tax. Then you come and pick your advanced management accounting. Then you say AFR and AFM are so heavy, I cannot add any unit to the 2. So you come and sit for your AFR here. Once you take this combination and you pass all the papers, you are done with the advanced level. Alternatively, you can decide and say, you know what, AFM and AFR has got many concepts, so I cannot sit for all of them in the same sitting. So you decide to take AFR or AFM, advanced tax, and leadership and management. Then maybe next sitting, you now come and pick your AFR and advanced management accounting. So long as in any sitting, you will be sitting for at least 3 papers, unless whatever is remaining is less than 3. For example, the moment you sit for these first 3, then in the next sitting, you are allowed to book the remaining 2 to enable you complete the advanced level. Or you take these 3, then the subsequent sitting, you now have only AFM and AFR. That is allowed. So the order does not matter. It's upon you to just evaluate and see how you'll be able to manage the 3 papers for your first sitting at advanced level. What if you pass the 2 specialization papers? Is it recorded in the certificate? No, again, at advanced level, the name of the units will not be recorded. Even BDA will not appear in your certificate. Even BDA will not appear in your certificate. They just indicate final certificate. The name of the units will not appear. But once you're done with the CPA, until you're given the final certificate, you can go back to KASNEB and tell them to register you for the unit that you did not sit for. In such a case, you will be given a certificate indicating the name of that particular unit. Yeah, I think I've answered that, Adera. I think I've answered your question. Yeah, Anything to do with the specialization or selecting the papers? Are we now okay? Are we now contented with what is required? I hope so. Good. So we are going to introduce this particular paper. Our today's class, we are going to look at all the topics. That is the course outline. Number two, we'll be able to look at the past paper question for the most recent sitting, that is April 2025. Now, once we look at the course outline and the past paper for April 2025, it will be very simple for us to predict together what we are expecting in August sitting. So once we have those items and we have the predictions, what remains now will be you to do your part, and of course I'll also do my part. What combination will you recommend? Okay, it depends with how you are conversant with maybe calculations and theory. If you are conversant with theory, then of course you go for we'll specialize in audit. If you are conversant with calculations, then go for advanced tax, right? Yeah. Any certificate upon completion of BDA, immediately you are done with the BDA. Actually, our last class for BDA, you should be able to get your certificate. You should be able to get your certificate during the last class for BDA before you sit for your exams. So yes, RCM will give you a certificate for business data analytics. So I hope that is done. You can take 2 or 1. You're allowed to specialize in 1. So maybe you'll find that someone is actually engaged at work to the extent that even getting time to sit for exams is a problem. Even getting time to attend these classes will be a problem to them. So why should you again add another burden to yourself by specializing in 2 papers? Yet the examining body allows you to specialize in at least 1, right? So that again, you'll be deciding on what to do. So our first topic, or topic number 1, is strategic management, accounting information. How much is online classes for 1 unit, advanced level? 4,800 for the entire semester. 4,800 for the entire semester. Perfect, including management accounting or advanced management accounting. So number 1, you're talking about strategic management, accounting information, sources of strategic management, accounting information, role of strategic management accounting, governance and control of strategic management accounting information, ethical standards of management accountants, right? So under this, you're going to look at the scope and limitation of management accounting, the application of management accounting, users of management accounting information, all that. So those are just stories that, of course, you'll be able to get notes to look at them, right? So by the end of our today's session, you should be able to, number 1, access all the notes for topic number 1, which is a theory topic, access all the notes for topic number 8, which is a theory topic. Then topic number 2, we're talking about cost estimation and interpretation. So under cost estimation, remember that's what you did. At intermediate level, you are calling it, Introduction to Cost Estimation, right? So topic number 1, we are having what we call strategic management accounting information. So we'll be defining the term management accounting, application, users of management accounting information. We also talk about management accountants, the ethics and the standards that they need to abide by, right? When you go to topic number 2, it's an extension of what you did at intermediate level. It is an extension of what you did at your intermediate level, that is cost estimation. So at intermediate level, you are calling it Introduction Estimation. At intermediate level, you are calling it Introduction to Cost Estimation. It is a very simple thing. Nothing has changed. Remember, at intermediate level, you are talking about cost function in the form of y equal to a plus bx, right? Now, what we are going to do here is very simple. Apart from coming up with the cost function, are you able to interpret the results? Apart from coming up with the cost function in the form of y equal to a plus bx by use of the following formulas, right? You talked about 𝐸-law method, right? You talked about ordinary least square method, or in some books, they will call it regression method. There are these other methods that you actually used as well at intermediate level. We call it accounts analysis, right? Accounts analysis. You also did something to do with engineering method, right? Now, this is a linear cost estimation function. This is a linear cost estimation function, right? Good. These are the items that we discussed when we are coming up with a linear cost estimation function. So what we're going to do, we are going to drop these two. We'll be proceeding with 𝐸-law method and regression method, right? Under the same part, we are going to introduce another independent variable. At intermediate level, you only add one independent variable. So at this particular point, we are going to talk about y is equal to a plus b x1 plus c x2 plus d x3, where x1, x2, x3 are now the independent variables, right? Independent variables. Under the same topic, with regards to this simplified cost function, we are going to talk about interpretation of the cost function. So we're going to have what we call computer. We'll be having what we call computer output. Computer output is even available in the April 2025 setting. You will see it there. You'll be able to see how to deal with the computer output. And I want you to be very keen during this particular time, because what we are going to discuss here, especially with regards to this cost function, using 𝐸-law method, using regression method, interpreting the computer output, is the same thing that you'll be taught at post-advanced level in business data analytics under management accounting concept. So if you master what you're supposed to do under cost estimation at advanced management accounting level, then it means when we now get to BDA, you will be revising the concept there. And I also have to confirm to you that those who sat for BDA in April 2025 got a question under this concept. They were told to come up with a regression function and then interpret the results. So that's what you're going to meet when we get to BDA. And of course, at this particular point, we are going to get the computer output. We are going to interpret the results and then give recommendations. What you have to understand is, at this particular point, you are going to sit for paper-based exams. So the paper-based exams, of course, you don't have Excel, right? So what will be done for you, you'll be given that computer output, an extract of the computer output. Then you are told to find the missing figures. You are told to interpret the results. You are told to come up with the cost function. When you get to BDA, we'll have now to do for us the computer output. We'll have to get the computer output. So during this time, we're also going to see the computer output, but computer output or coming up with that result is not tested at advanced level, but the interpretation of the result is what you should be conversant with. Then, apart from the linear function, which we did at intermediate level, we are going to look at nonlinear cost estimation function. And this nonlinear cost estimation function is what we normally call learning curve. Learning curve. So this learning curve will tell you, this learning curve will help you to understand that for those who are employed, for those who have gone for internship, for those who have done the attachment, on your first day at that workplace, the same assignment you are doing up to date, you are taking something like, let's say 45 minutes. you are taking 45 minutes to complete that particular assignment. But if we look at the number of minutes you are going to take, or you have been taking currently to do the same task after having performed that assignment for the last 3, for the last 4 years, for the last 5 years, you are currently not taking 45 minutes, but instead you are only taking around 15 minutes, right? It has reduced from 45 minutes when you join that workplace up to date when it is now 15 minutes. That's number one. Number two, you'll also be able to confirm to us that once you go to the 15 minutes, no matter how perfect, no matter how effective you have tried to be, you have not managed to do it below 15 minutes, right? You have not been able to do it below 15 minutes. What does it say? Then it says that learning will take place up to a given point whereby no further learning will occur, right? So this first day, you are not having so much experience about that assignment, right? You kept on learning, right? You were able to learn until you got to the optimal point. Once you go to this optimal point, you have not managed to do the same assignment below 15 minutes, which means learning stopped at 15 minutes. We are going to apply the practical part of this in our discussion under topic number 2. So once you understand all this and the learning curve concept, will be done with topic number 2 and will not waste time, but instead we'll move with speed to topic number 3. We'll move with speed to topic number 3. Topic number 3, we have what we call planning and decision-making techniques. Planning and decision-making techniques. Now, it might sound something that is so new, something that is so complex, but I want to remind you, if you can recall well, at intermediate level, you did something called break-even point, right? Stroke CVP analysis, right? This break-even point or CVP analysis, number 1, you did for single product, right? You did for single product. Number 2, you did for multiple products. That is what you did at intermediate level. Actually, it was topic number 8. Your topic number 8 at intermediate level is now topic number 3 at advanced level. If you can recall the formula that we are using to get the break-even point in units, the formula that we are using to get the break-even point in shillings, the formula that we are using to get break-even point for multiple products, it has not changed. That formula is still intact. If you still have your notes, you will actually refer to your notes and compare the formula we're going to apply here to do the same concept. Nothing has changed about this particular formula. Then within the same thing, we are going to look at decision-making under environments of uncertainty and risk using conditional payout tables and decision trees. So again, the decision tree thing you did you applied that concept in AFM. Nothing has changed. The only thing that have changed is that maybe last semester you are learning it in AFM. This semester you'll be learning it in AMA. That is the only difference, right? All the techniques, all the procedures of coming up with the decision tree are still intact. The only thing that have changed is the unit title, right? Good. Then coming up with the decision under uncertainties on the payoff tables, we are going to come up with the payoff tables, right? We are going to make a decision. So what you're going to introduce here is basically coming up with the decision, alternatives, then states of nature. States of nature. For example, RCM is planning or as planned. So by the end of last semester, maybe RCM, board of directors, sat down and they wanted to come up with the fee structure for May, August 2025. So they have this suggestion of setting the fee structure or tuition fee per unit at maybe for the advanced level. Let's talk about advanced level here that directly affects you. Maybe they add a suggestion of making it to be 5,200. Let's start with the lowest. Let's start with the lowest. Retaining it at 4,800, increasing it by 100 shillings to 4,900, or making it to 5,000, right? That's what we have. So these are the decision alternatives. You have to pick one of them. You cannot pick two. You have to pick one of them. Then under states of nature, we'll be discussing something here to do with highest registration, medium, and lowest. All right. So we'll be making decision. They were making decision, of course, based on these factors. What if we record the highest number of students in this particular semester? Then you look at the performance, of course, the probability. Maybe the probability of actually having the highest number of students registering is 0. Let's talk about 0.6, 0.3, 0.1. Why are we talking about 0.6? You'll be able to understand that in May, August, we have the whole of month of May, June, July, and of course, around 3 weeks of August. So we're talking about 4 months, right? 4 months. January, April, which are already passed, we also have around 3 months and some 21 days, right? 4 months. When you come to September, December, we only have September, October, and November. And of course, exams is normally done in the first week of December. So we're talking about exactly three months. Now, if they were to make a decision, and that decision was being made to be applied in the month of, or in the semester of September, December, then it will be different. Because most of the students, remember, results will be out maybe not exactly on 1st of September. You might find that the results will be out on 12th of what? 12th of September. And you'll find that 60% of our students normally wait for the results to be out before they decide on whether to do exams or not, or on whether to go for the new semester or not. So let's say 60% have waited for the results to be released on 12th of September. Then they look at it. Will I manage with this BC work schedule to study 3 compulsory units at advanced level with inclusion of AFM, right? AFR in the same group, and then you are supposed to bring LM. You are supposed to bring LM, and of course, you are starting from 12th of September. And by the end of November, you are done with the entire syllabus. Then they'll be saying, no, I cannot manage this. At Anadawa, I cannot manage this. So what do? They postpone. They don't book the September, December exams or semester. So if the college were to make their decision for this particular September, December semester, then the registration, the highest number of students registering for the units will actually not be 0.6. If you use 0.6, then you'll be lying to yourself, right? We're talking about 0.3 or 0.1 at worst. But if you're talking about May, August, we have 4 full months. And results are likely to be released maybe early in the 2nd week of this month. And RCM have decided to introduce their semester on 2nd of May. So the results will find you when you've already started doing what? Your studies. Then in that case, they are saying we have 4 months. Results will be released a little bit early. The college has also provided an option of actually starting to study in advance. Should the results be against your expectation, then of course you have a remedy. right? Now, in such a case, putting 0.6 as the probability of actually recording the highest number of students to register for the course is possible. That is number one. Now, number two, you now look at the fees. Remember, you're talking about it is going to involve money. If you increase it from 4,800 to 5,000, what are you adding? What item are you adding? Are they going to get the same videos, the same 2 or 3 classes in a week, the same short notes? Are you going to add anything? What is the main reason of increasing it from 4,800 to 5,000? Are you able to convince them? Are you going to advance on the quality beyond what they were able to see last semester? So that even if they look at the increase from 4,800 to 5,000, indeed, they'll actually be supporting you and telling you, you know what, that is a valid move. Because we can see this item has been added, this item has been added. Those who have been at RCM for long, of course, you can recall, initially you are paying around 3,500, right? 3,500. During this semester, it was very difficult, or during that time, it was very difficult to actually get notes, get videos for previous semesters. But now, when the college decided to invest in LMS, what happened? You are able to even do your revision in advance before the teacher gets to a given topic. So by looking at the benefit that has been brought by LMS, the college already decided to increase it from 3,500 gradually to the current cost of 4,800. And of course, you will find that students did not resist that increase. They were able to see the reason why the amount was increased, and they embraced it fully, right? So those are the things you're going to consider when we come to decision-making under uncertain environments, under topic number 3. Then topic number 3 still, we'll be looking at expected value of perfect information. So we're going to talk about the value of perfect information. Imagine you are being told, if you just implement a project, if you just implement a project without conducting further research, this is the profit you're going to get. You're going to get a profit of 5 or 50,000, right? That is the profit. If you conduct further research at a cost of 60,000, if you conduct further research at a cost of 60,000, you will only get still the same, or you get a profit of, let's talk about 55,000. So what will happen? The cost of getting perfect information is 60,000 and your profit is 55,000. But if you go ahead and implement the project without conducting any further research, you'll be having a profit of 50,000. Will you really sort for perfect information? The answer is no, because for you to get the perfect information, you'll pay 60,000. Your profit is 55, which means the net benefit from getting the perfect information will be a loss of 5,000. So what do? You forget about perfect information and implement without conducting further research. That is what you're going to discuss when you get to value of perfect information. The maximum amount you can pay to get perfect information. Then under number 3, or topic number 3 still, application of marginal costing, non-routine decisions, the limiting factor analysis, throughput accounting, make or buy decision, all these things we discussed at intermediate level, right? You can recall the limiting factor. You only have 300 kgs of raw material. But what the market is demanding for your product, when fully produced, you will have to purchase more quantity of raw material. So what will happen? You have a limited resource. So you have to do the rationing to maximize the benefit you're going to get from that limited resource. So that rationing is what we call the limiting factor analysis, right? Now, all along, of course, you've been taught that for me to be able to get contribution per unit, we normally take selling price per unit minus direct material, minus direct labor, minus variable production overheads. Now, throughput accounting or throughput analysis says that the only variable production cost is direct material. all these other items, direct labor, variable production overheads, are normally considered as fixed costs or non-production costs. The only item considered to get contribution under throughput analysis is direct material. So you'll be able to see and even come up with throughput ratio. Throughput ratio. Good. Now the limiting factor here, the limiting factor you have talked about, it can be 1, 2, or 3. When it is 1, right? When it is 1, of course, we need to use a very simple function to be able to get it. When we have 2 limiting factors, let's say direct material, direct labor, we'll be required to use what we call linear programming. You'll be required to apply what we call linear programming. And of course, KASNEB withdrew this from the course content. So it is not part of what we're going to discuss. The only thing we're going to do is 1 limiting factor. It is 1 limiting factor. So linear programming is not part of your syllabus. But of course, once you're done with CPA and you decide to go to ACCA, you will now meet the linear programming under this paper called PM, Performance Measurement. Then having done that, I think that's the end of topic number 3. We go to topic number 4. Topic number 4. Topic number 4, that is pricing. Pricing decisions. You'll be able to understand that by the end of this discussion, most of these topics, they have just changed the name, but they're the same things we did at intermediate level. For example, pricing decisions, we normally have these companies that operate that has got more than 1 division. So let's say we can talk about, let's talk about maybe division A, division B. So division B is doing assembling of motor vehicles, right? Then division A is producing battery, right? That will be used to assemble the motor vehicles, right? Now this division A and division B belong to, let's say, RCM Limited. RCM Limited, right? Good. Or we can talk about division K, division L, right? Division K, division L. Or let's make it this way. We're talking about RCM Group Limited, right? So RCM Group Limited has got RCM Online College. Then we have RCM Publishers. RCM Publishers are actually producing revision kits. So let's be specific. Let's say it is Advanced Management Accounting, AMA revision kit. For them to come up with a complete AMA revision kit, they must have solutions to the past paper questions. Who will provide? It is not RCM Publishers. It is now RCM Online College, who has got the staff with the technical capacity to provide solutions to the past paper questions, including April 2025 sitting. So they will now provide solutions to AMA kit. For RCM Publishers to publish a book, to print a book, they need solution from RCM Online College. RCM Online College has got an option of selling this solution to another college, to another publisher to come up with the revision kit. And also they have an option of actually selling it to RCM Publishers. Now, they have to decide, If they sell it to the external market, if they sell these solutions to the external market, maybe the external market will be offering 1,200, right? Then RCM publishers, that is now the internal market. Remember, they all belong to RCM Group Limited. They're just divisions. Let's take that example. They're just division within RCM Group. So internal market, of course, is basically sold to RCM publishers. So RCM publishers have agreed maybe to offer you some amount. The amount they are going to offer you, the amount they are going to offer RCM Online College to sell the solutions to them is normally called transfer price. Is normally called transfer price. This transfer price can be arrived at using many methods. Number one, you can decide to use what we call market-based transfer price. They can decide to use what we call negotiated. They can decide to use what we call cost-based transfer pricing. And cost-based transfer pricing is where you're going to touch on what you did at intermediate level. This cost base has got, number one, absorption costing method, marginal costing method. Now, absorption costing method, this is where the fixed production overheads are forming part of the product cost. So they have to calculate all the variable production cost to come up with the solution, the fixed production cost, then combine all of them to get the cost per unit of this solution. Then marginal costing, you only take the variable component. You only take the variable production cost to be able to arrive at the transfer price. So that was our whole topic at intermediate level. Imagine what we are going to do here is an extension or an application of that knowledge, right? Then when we get to this part here, what normally happens is, let's say what the external market is demanding, right? What the external market is demanding is 100 or 10,000 units. That is external market. What internal market is demanding is equal to 8,000 units. So in total, this division has to produce how many solutions? They have to give us 18,000 copies of the solution. And now there's a problem. You will find that RCM Online College does not have the capacity to produce the total 18,000. They can produce up to a maximum of, so we have capacity. Capacity, they can only produce a maximum of 15,000 units. Now there's a problem. So RCM Online College will decide, should I just sell to the external market first? Then whatever remains, I sell to the internal market. Or should I just sell to the internal market first? Then whatever remains, I sell to the external market. The external market is offering them a good amount, 1,200. Now, how much should they charge the internal market to be able to actually retain the anticipated profit? That's what we are going to discuss. There are some conditions that are normally attached to the decision we are going to make here. Because number one, you will find that it is the policy of RCM Group Limited that RCM Online College cannot provide solution to any other publisher before they fulfill all that is demanded by RCM publishers. Right? That's the policy of RCM Group Limited, that RCM Online College cannot provide solutions to another competitor before they fulfill what is required by RCM publishers. That is what we have. That is what we have there. Then you also find that maybe the divisional managers have got the autonomy of making decision without being disrupted. They have the autonomy of doing what they think is right. So they can decide to sell to the external market or sell to the internal market. RCM Publishers has got an option of getting the solution from maybe someone else who is not RCM Online College. So all those scenarios, we are going to discuss them. But when we have now limited capacity with this total number of demand, we are going to experience these methods we are going to apply to be able to get the transfer cost. That transfer cost, if we get to marginal costing method, we'll be introducing what we call opportunity cost, right? So if our transfer price has to include the opportunity cost, you look at what the external market is offering you and you have ignored. So that amount which you have ignored is the lost amount. That lost amount is recovered by making it to be part of the product cost being transferred internally, right? So that's what we have under the pricing decision. Actually, the main thing under topic number 4 is transfer pricing. The rest are stories. The main thing under topic 4 is transfer pricing. Good. Once we are done with that, you'll be able to look at the product life cycle, target costing, and Kaizen costing. So the product life cycle is very simple. You want to introduce a product. So we want to introduce new product. During the development stage, you're going to incur some cost. So development cost, right? The development cost, we're going to have maybe research, implementation, right? All those costs. The variable, the labor cost that will be incurred throughout the product life. Then in that process, you'll tell us, when you're going to sell this product for the next 4 or 5 years, how many units are you going to sell in total over the product life? Then the units that will be sold in total over the product life, right? Divide by the total product life cycle cost will give us cost per unit. Will give us cost per unit. So that is a 10 minutes concept. The product life cycle is a 10 minutes concept. So long as you have been able to understand the pricing decision, transfer pricing, that will be the end of topic number 4. Topic number 5. Topic number 5, strategic performance measurement. Strategic performance measurement. So we have said topic number 4, the main thing is transfer pricing, right? Then of course we have product life cycle, and the target cost. Target cost is an extension of just additional bonus within the product life cycle, an estimate or the standard, if you can recall what we did under topic number 10 at intermediate level. Now, number 5, the strategic performance measurement. Performance measurement. Under this part, we are going to evaluate the performance of a company. In the process of doing the evaluation, we are going to look at the financial performance evaluation indicators, and of course, none. So under financial, we'll be looking at residual income, return on investment, or return on capital employed. We'll be looking at economic value added, right? We'll be looking at asset turnover, all that. That's the financial aspect. Then non-financial, you need to master the concept of balance scorecard. If you've ever attended the mentorship sessions by Dr. Ura, he always mentions this thing of balance scorecard because it applies in real life environment. So if you mastered it there, when we get to topic number 5, for your case, you will be revising because nothing has changed. Whatever has been mentioning about balance scorecard is the same thing we are going to mention here. And it's the same thing you'll be expecting in your exams. Good. So that's what we need to understand under topic number 5. Topic number 6, yeah, that's what we have. The other things, those are stories. You'll be able to see how they flow. Topic number 6, we're talking about inventory control decisions. Inventory control decisions, it is very simple. There's something you did in advanced financial management called simulation. Are you able to recall it? The random numbers thing. Are you able to recall that concept? Are you able to recall the random number or the simulation thing? You'll be surprised that you're going to bring it here. Simulation, right? Safety stock. Safety stock. Economic order quantity with quantity discount. Those are the things we are going to discuss under topic number 6, right? Nothing has been changed under simulation. It's the same thing we are going to bring here. Topic number 7, we call it budgetary control techniques. Budgetary control techniques. Under budgetary control techniques, it is not something complex. Number 1, we are bringing in topic number 5 at intermediate level called activity-based costing method. We are bringing in topic number 9, right? Budgetary control. We are bringing in topic number 10, standard costing and variances. All of them are falling under topic number 7, right? With a special name. Now, for example, what you did at intermediate level under topic number 5 is called activity-based costing. It's called activity-based costing. I want to surprise you that nothing has changed. The only thing that has changed is that we are going to do this at advanced level under topic number 7, not topic number 5. The procedure, the results, the manner in which you are doing that particular question has not changed. It is still the same thing. Now, what have they done? They have decided to replace letter C with letter B. We were calling it activity-based costing. We will now call it activity-based budgeting. And it is the same thing. For your information, for last year, if not August, then December sitting, when this activity-based budgeting was tested, they lifted a question from intermediate level without changing even a word. They lifted a question under activity-based costing without even changing a word and brought it here at advanced level last year, one of the sittings. So instead of talking about calculate or using activity-based costing, they are now saying using activity-based budgeting, but the figures are the same. The company name is the same, right? So that's what you're going to do here, which means you already have the knowledge. Then from that, we'll be bringing in the budget concept. Now, the budget concept, we are going to look at other forms of budget. For example, activity-based budgeting, zero-based budgeting, right? Those things we are going to look at them here. The only budget that will involve calculation is activity-based budgeting. The rest, those are theory that you're going to understand. Those are just theory things you're going to discuss. For example, the zero-based, you're going to talk about the procedure, the advantages, the disadvantages, right, about the zero-based budget. All those will be discussed here in theory form. Then once we are done with the activity-based budgeting, we'll now go to the variances section. Under variances, you will have the standard cost cut, you will have the actual results, then you are told to give us all the variances. What you are going to do here, which of course we did, if you did your management accounting at RCM, then you did it. You are telling us that, you know what, we have, so in the exams or during a discussion, we'll be having the standard cost, that is number one. We'll be having what we call actual results, that is number two. Then of course with these two, you should be able to get variances. You should be able to get what we call variances. Now what the examiner normally does, which they did at intermediate level, which they have been doing at advanced level, which they will keep on doing unless the syllabus is changed, is they will withdraw one of the items here. They will remove the standard cost, give you variances and actual results. Then they tell you to come up with a standard cost cut. Or they give the standard cost cut and variances. Then they tell you to calculate actual results. If you refer to August 2024 sitting, they gave the students standard cost, variances, then you have to come up with the actual results. We'll be able to see what they tested in this April 2025 sitting, right? Now, what they are going to introduce, which of course I taught you in advance at intermediate level, which again, we are going to discuss. I'm just making reference to what was taught at intermediate level with the information that 30% of us here were exempted from taking management accounting. Is it true that some of us were exempted from taking the unit? So when I keep on referring to topic 4 of intermediate level, topic 7, they are just worried. What are you talking about? Is there someone who was exempted from taking AMA at intermediate level? Yes, right? So when I keep on referring to topic number 5, unashangaa hii topic number 5 inasema nini? What does it entail? So this is what I want to make clear. What was done at intermediate level, whether you are there or not there, will not affect the extent to which we are going to discuss this particular unit, right? So if you are not there, if you did it like 4 years ago, if you did it like 3 years ago, don't be worried. The same thing will be covered here. Being that it is part of the syllabus, we cannot assume that you are taught that, so we'll not touch anything about them. No, we'll have to discuss that. The only advantage of those who were taught recently or last year is they are still able to remember the concept. So they will have advantage. But I can promise you, if we are all moving together, there's nothing like advantage. You'll actually get the concept more than them. Good. Then what we're going to do here, normally, you will be given standard costs. You will be given actual results. Then you are told to calculate variances, right? So once you calculate the variances, they will tell you, why is it that when you calculate your net profit using standard cost, compared with your net profit using actual results, these profits are not the same? Can you please reconcile this difference? So once you do your variances, you will come up with what you call a reconciliation statement, right? You will come up with what you call a reconciliation statement. Sometimes they are very unique. They don't even mention to you that please give us the variances. No. They tell you, they give you standard costs, they give you actual results, then they tell you, can you please prepare a reconciliation statement? Reconciliation statement, right? Now, there's no single procedure. There's no other procedure you can follow to give us reconciliation statement if you don't look at the variances. In short, they are telling you to please give us the net profit here, then reconcile them using the variances under each element of the cost and the profit thing. So if they tell you to come up with the reconciliation statement showing us the operational variances, then that is it. Even if they don't mention and you find that reconciliation statement has got 10 or 12 marks, just know variances will be involved, right? So that's what we're going to do under budgetary control techniques. Another thing that is there, yeah, we talked about variances, advanced variances here. Advanced variances here is where we are going to talk about, for example, you find this is what we normally have. Let me see. You will find that you want to come up with T. And T, the main items here will be water, right? For example, we'll be having milk, right? So if I want to get 2 liters, if I want to get 2 liters of tea, then I must do the rationing. The summation of water and milk must give me a total of the 2 liters, right? So if I decide to bring milk to be 1.5 liters, then of course my water will be 0.5 liters. If I decide to put milk to be 1 liter, then water will be 1 liter. So in that case, if you're told to do the variance analysis, we are going to use the proportion, right? We are going to use the proportion. Under the same thing, we'll be looking at what we call the output or the yield. Remember, as you prepare your tea, some water will be lost as a result of evaporation, right? Some water will be lost as a result of evaporation. So anytime you bring a total of 2 liters for both water and milk, don't expect to get exactly 2 liters of tea. It must reduce a little bit. The lost quantity, the lost liters, is as a result of evaporation. So the actual yield will be considered when we get to this point. That proportion. The first one, which we did at intermediate level, was talking about single product, just one raw material. There's no proportion of coming up with more than one raw material. But now the material mix and all that will be discussed under this part, and they are calling it advanced variance analysis. Okay, good. That's what we have. Then number 7, I want you to be very keen again. There's a small twist in terms of how they are going to set AMA and how they were setting AMA and any intermediate level unit. What I want you to be prepared for in advance, is that don't expect KASNEB to give you a straight question and say, you know what, the question we're going to request you to handle here is about topic number 7, variances. So we don't need to bring anything. No, we have to stick to variances. I want to surprise you that under variances, you'll be looking at what we call labor rate variances, right? Labor, efficiency, variance. And it will involve labor hours at some point. The labor hours you are going to have there maybe depends on the number of units that are actually produced. Then they just bring additional information. They tell you, you know what? The labor hours are subjected to learning effect of 90%. Then umekwama. No, just get to understand that if you're handling a question from topic number 7, you will get additional information touching on learning curve concept. That's why they are making it so clear there that 7.4, application of learning curve model and ABC in variance analysis. So learning curve will actually cut across. You'll find it in most of those things. For example, if you can recall what you did in financial reporting, imagine you could get a question under financial reporting. You are doing published accounts, right? You are doing published accounts and you have additional information. You find that they are telling you to do something with deferred tax. Remember, deferred tax is a whole topic. You can have like 10 questions under deferred tax concept only. I mean, 10 marks under deferred tax concept only. So they bring it as additional information. You have to apply the concept, right? They bring something to do with leases. They bring something to do with the leases as additional information. If you are to just handle leases alone, you'll be getting a question of about 10 or even 12 marks. They tell you something to do with maybe amortization, right? The loan interest. If you are to do that alone, you could be talking about 8 or 7 marks, but they are now bringing it as additional information. The same way, this behavior pattern of FR question is the same thing that has been transferred to this place. So don't expect a question that will be straightforward, focusing on just a topic. No, we'll have like more than 3 concepts from different topics being used to be able to just handle one question. That is what we are going to have. Then topic number 8, as I said, that's a theory question or topic. Roles of accountants in managing and accounting for environmental costs. Use of management accounting techniques in identification and allocation of environmental costs, inflow, outflow analysis, flow cost accounting, environmental life cycle costing, and environmental activity-based costing. You can see activity-based costing is almost appearing everywhere. It is the same thing. The only thing that is changing is how are you going to apply it under environmental analysis? That is it. But it is the same thing. So that is what we have for the advanced management accounting, the 8 topics. So topic number 8, topic number 1, by the end of this session, you should be able to have all the notes. You should be able to have all the notes for topic number 1, topic number 8. Then before the end of this month, you should be able to have what we call, what I normally do, because this theory, even if we were to take our 4 or even 2 hours to discuss the theory questions, by the time you'll be getting to exams, you shall have forgotten almost everything. So what I normally do, I normally give you a PDF document that has got theory questions, and answers. These questions will not be dropped from heaven. They keep on recycling these questions. That's why I saw it twice, to just have all the theory questions, possibly from 2015 to date, right? Questions and answers. So at your own time, you can just maybe look at 2 pages, 3 pages and all that. By the time you're getting to exams, once you have the formulas and all that, you'll not be struggling. The theories will be a plus to you. So you'll be able to get it through LMS. All my notes will not be shared in group unless otherwise. So what I want you to fight for is make sure you are able to access LMS. LMS will be where you're going to get all the notes. If you have to share any, LMS is where you'll be able to get all the videos if you want to follow any, either for the current semester or last semester, right? It is in LMS whereby with time or towards the end of this semester, we'll be able to administer a mock paper through the LMS. So this LMS is everything for you, because even in our subsequent classes, except for today's class, after today, even the meetings that we'll be conducting, even the Zoom classes we'll be conducting, will be accessed from LMS. We are now all aware that our classes will be on Sundays, 6 to 8, and Wednesdays, 6 to 8. So just go to your timetable or go to your LMS, log in on Wednesday at exactly 6 p.m., join the class. On Sunday, like today, exactly 6 p.m., join the class by logging into LMS, locate the meeting link and join the class. So the WhatsApp group will be for just stories. If you have maybe general story, we can discuss there. But important things for this unit will be posted in LMS. Unless we want to postpone a class, something of that kind, then we can do it in the group. But anything to do with the materials for this course, they are available in LMS. The link for past paper questions that you're going to use, all our questions, if possible, will be coming from the KASNEB past paper questions. So where will you get these past paper questions? If you go to the group description, there's a link indicated past paper questions. There's a link indicated past paper questions. That link has got all the past paper questions. That link has got all the past paper questions from 2015 to April 2025. To April 2025. So I've posted it there. It has got all the past paper questions for this particular unit. Yeah. So that is it. We can now maybe analyze the April 2025 sitting, and from the analysis, we'll be able to do our predictions. Once you're done with that, I will show you how to access your notes in LMS. Then we end our today's session. Perfect. So I want you to go back to the group and now open the April 2025 sitting. April 2025 sitting. Advanced Management Accounting, April 2025. Have you been able to access the paper? Have you been able to access the paper? You can pick it from the link or just pick the exact paper from the group where I shared. Perfect. So if you look at question number 1, that's a theory question. With reference to responsibility accounting, examine 4 types of responsibility centers. With respect to responsibility accounting, examine 4 types of responsibility centers. Which topic is that? That one is taken care of, don't worry. That is okay. That I will be able to tell you right away. That one should not worry you. Just confirm to me that you have been able to identify. You've been able to identify the topic from which this question was extracted. Yes? Which topic? Which topic? Which topic? Responsibility accounting. Is it topic number 1 or topic number 8? Is it topic number 1 or topic number 8? I'm told it's topic number 2. Topic number 2, we're talking about cost estimation and all that. No. It should be topic number. Topic number 8, we're talking about environmental role of accountants in managing and accounting for environmental costs and all that. Look at topic number 1, sources of strategic management, accounting information, governance and control of strategic management, accounting information, scope and limitations of management accounting. So under that part, that's where we're going to look at the departments, right? The responsibility centers is like profit centers or the cost centers, where there are those departments where they're only incurring cost. They don't generate any revenue. For example, the manufacturing department, they don't sell anything. Their work is to do production. And anytime production is done, there is this processing cost, manufacturing cost, machine depreciation, the processing overheads and all that. The only department that now will give us revenue is the sales department, right? Yeah, so we're going to talk about the cost centers, the revenue centers, and all that. Then the next question. So topic number 1 was at least tested. Then question number 1B, we are told that 𝐬𝐩𝐞𝐜𝐢 Television Limited is considering all that. Our main interest is supposed to be under required. Required, expected value and recommend the optimal option to choose. Probability of failing to break even for option 3 only. Probability that the company will at least achieve the target profit for option 3 only. So we have the states of nature. I think you can see them. The states of nature is now the optimistic, most likely, pessimistic. We have the probabilities, then the payoffs or the profits, right? The payoffs or the profits. So they have an option. The first option is number 1, with competitors. Number 2, without competitors. So those are the decision alternatives. Which topic is that? It is actually somewhere here. Topic number 3, planning and decision making, where we are having a table of decision alternatives and states of nature. Decision alternatives and states of nature. Good. So topic number 3 was tested. Look at the things we are waiting for under topic number 3. Angalia topic number 3, hapa, what we actually analyzed. So topic number 3, we have something to do with the break-even point analysis for single product, multiple products, which is normally a common thing here. Then we have limiting factor analysis, right? Good. So if you are to do your predictions, what are we expecting? If you are to do your predictions, what are we expecting? We talked about decision making, which of course was tested. So we are having something that is remaining here, this one here, and then we have what we call limiting factor analysis. So as you do your, actually let's have that space there, if it will be enough. So we are actually seeing this topic number 3 being a useful topic to us, and we are eagerly waiting for what we call limiting factor analysis, which was tested in December 2024, right? Then we are expecting break-even point for multiple products. That is what we are waiting for in topic number 3 for the August 2025 setting. We have already started doing what we call our predictions. There's nothing new. We are going to meet in August that will change our mind, right? What we need to have to make predictions is already available, is already with us. Then question number 2A, discuss 4 salient features of just-in-time inventory system. Which topic is that? Inventory system, that's topic number 6. Inventory control decisions, right? Now, imagine our whole topic, if you're keen enough, our whole topic, they are only giving us a theory question. And this topic involves calculations, the simulation and safety stock technique, right? So what are we expecting? Calculations, the two, simulation and safety stock techniques. So topic number 6, simulation and safety stock technique. Simulation and safety stock technique. Good. Then let's go to question number 2B. Question number 2B. We have Maziwa Sacco Limited is a company that buys and processes milk and milk products. Maziwa Sacco Limited also sells this milk and milk products internationally. The company has 2 divisions. Local branch division is located in country K, where it buys milk from local farmers and processes it. The processed milk is exported overseas branch division and external customers. Overseas branch division is located in country T. That's not even our problem. Automatically, we've been able to see the direction they're taking us to. So we have the 2 divisions. Look at required. In column form or format, prepare a profit statement that shows the budgeted post-tax net profit in Kenya shillings if marginal cost plus markup transfer pricing policy is adopted. That is topic number 4, pricing decisions. And we have to be specific. So that is now cost plus markup transfer pricing. You look at the cost, then you bring up the markup profits. When we get under topic number 5, we have talked about financial performance indicators, right? Return on investment, residual income, economic value added. We are going to look at ratios, assets turnover. I believe this one here you are taught in FR. How do we convert markup to margin? How do we convert margin to markup? Or even before you convert, how do we normally calculate margin? Margin. Our denominator is revenue. So that will be profit over revenue or sales, right? Then markup. Profit over cost of sales. I want you to recall when you are told that margin is A over B. What were you having as markup? If you are to convert margin to markup, of course, margin must have a bigger base. So it will be A over B minus A, something of this kind. Those who did FR, those who can recall, there's something of that kind which you did. Now you have to get that knowledge before you handle what they're talking about here as cost plus markup. Then your profit statement should show the sales and cost split into external sales and internal transfer where appropriate. So what they tested there is the transfer price based on, we actually mentioned them somewhere here. Topic number 4, transfer pricing, right? The transfer pricing, we talked about negotiated transfer price, dual transfer price, market-based transfer price, cost-based, right? Or cost plus, right? So the cost-based, we have marginal cost. So marginal cost, we only look at the variable cost, right? Then absorption cost, we looked at all the production costs, right? That's where this one will fall because they have not said the variable cost. No, it is cost plus markup. So all the production cost, whether fixed or variable. What have they left out? They have decided to leave a common concept called transfer pricing by looking at what we call opportunity cost. So market-based is a straight figure. Just copy and paste the figure, right? Dual, the same thing. Negotiated, you just copy and paste the figure there, use it down there. What will involve calculation is the cost-based. And the cost-based, we have what they tested here is the fixed or absorption costing. They have not tested the marginal costing, which normally involves opportunity cost if the capacity of the company is limited to a given quantity or is less than what is actually demanded. That is what we are waiting for. So when we prepare for our exams under topic number 4, transfer price based on what we call variable cost plus opportunity cost. That's what we are waiting for. Then question number 3, we have something there, distinguish between sunk cost and opportunity cost as used in decision making. That's of course under topic number decision making, topic number 1 and partially topic number 3, where we have that. Then still part B, what are they saying? Required trade enterprise has received a special order of this one bags to deliver within 2 months. And this one here, advise the management on whether the order should be accepted. So decision of buying or making, accepting or rejecting an order, that falls under topic number 3, planning and decision making techniques. Good. Then number 4, explain 2 benefits of product life cycle costing. Product life cycle costing, topic number 4, right? Topic number 4, a theory question there. Then part B, we are having material handling, number of orders, and all that. We have the computer output is as follows. At least you have an experience how it looks like. So with the computer output, you are required to make some decisions or conclusions there. That is topic number 3, right? That's topic number 3. That explanation of finding the missing figures is a common thing. So December sitting, they only tested a question. They were telling you to use the regression method, this one here, to calculate it, and also ILO method. Of course, they had to alternate. Now, this April sitting, they have decided to bring in the computer output. As we prepare for August exams, under topic number 3, under topic number 2, that's topic number 2. Under topic number 2, we are still expecting regression, ILO method. Then, of course, you just give us the conclusion. You find the computer output does not have high chances of appearing. And don't forget that under topic number 2, we have learning curve, which is almost a whole topic on its own. So this one here, Actually, let's give learning curve first priority. Learning curve. Then if they don't bring it as a question of 10 or 12 marks, we are expecting them to bring what we call regression. Then low method. The regression and low method we're talking about here is the one that was done at intermediate level. All that concept is what we are waiting for if they don't bring learning curve. Now that the computer output concept is already tested in April 2025. Question number 5. Actually, I can see it is there. Part C. Question number 4C. Question number 4C. Calculate the value of any cost gap between target cost of 110 cars and expected cost of 110 cars. And look at number 8, the learning curve index for 90. Learning curve is negative 0.152. So already learning curve was tested. It means we are waiting for these two things. We are waiting for those two things. Number 5, for the year ended 31st March, we are having budget, we are having actual results. Look at required. I think you can now see it by yourself. Look at required. Reconcile the budget and actual surpluses. How can you reconcile these two without calculating the variances? That is why the reconciliation statement is a very tiny thing, but look at the marks allocated, 12 marks. So you have to calculate all the variances and then you reconcile. You have to calculate all the variances. So that we are going to do extensively during our discussion. Then part B, we're having DSL-driven bus model, electric-driven bus model. Required, evaluate the average return on investment. Advise the board of directors on, so return on investment, that is topic number 5, performance measurement. They have taken the financial what? The financial indicators. Return on investment. Just that one concept does not stop them from repeating this financial concept. Right? But the first one to be given a priority is the non-financial concept, which is specifically balanced scorecard. If you can really look at August 2022, just write it somewhere under topic number 5, August 2022, that's a practical question that is covering, or a comprehensive question that is covering the concept of balanced scorecard. So we'll be able to look at it when we get to that point. So number 5, we are expecting that. Now, number 5, we are expecting what we call, balanced scorecard. We give it a priority, right? And if it misses, then it means they're going to repeat it, because that's just one question they have tested on return on investment. So we still have residual income, economic value added, right? Return on capital employed, or return on investment. We are expecting those things to appear there. Perfect. Now, can you please, by doing that analysis, can you please just mention a topic that was never tested? The topic that was never tested, we have not seen it being mentioned there. There's no calculation about it. There's no theory about it. Which topic is that? Topic number 7, we have variances. The reconciliation relates to topic number 7. But you can recall, so is which one? Topic number 8. Topic number 8, we now add it to the list, right? We add it to the list and talk about environmental cost analysis. That's a theory, right? That's pure theory. And number 1, that's also theory topic. We cannot say now this one was tested, will not be tested. No, this theory topic will always appear, because you must get theory questions for this particular unit. So those two topics, that is topic 8, number 1 and number 1, those ones, no predictions. Those ones we have to prepare adequately. Now, topic number 7, even though it was tested this time round, you will find they are going to bring topic number 7. Then they tell you to bring the standard cost card or they tell you to bring in actual results. Actually, if you look at the same concept at intermediate level, it only missed once. From 2021 all the way to April 2025, I think it has missed either in one sitting or just 2 sittings. It's normally a common topic. And therefore, that normally applies to this particular unit. It is also a common topic. So we're expecting these ones here. Or if they have to forget about this, actually I was forgetting. Here, we first of all give activity-based budgeting a priority. Activity-based budgeting. Then, if it is not there, they're going to come back to these things. And remember the variances that we are talking about, we can also have what we call proportional or advanced variance analysis. The one that I was giving you illustrations, illustration using tea, milk, and water. Yeah, that one. Any other topic that you are leaving out? So topic 1, topic 2, topic 3, topic 4, topic 5, topic 6, topic 7. Literally, it is as if all the topics are normally tested. We have actually confirmed here. It's like all the topics are normally tested. But I will be able to guide you throughout this semester on how to just know those. Actually, you just see them as we do our discussion or revision. You'll be able to see how those questions are normally common. And then you pick it from that point. But as at today, which I don't think we are going to change anytime soon, this will be your key areas. Now, what normally happens is KASNEB have given out course outline. They have the right to test anything within the course outline. By doing our predictions here does not mean I will not go to the book and now read computer output concept. I will now not go to the book and now stop reading what was tested last time. What if they decide to do it the ACCA way? ACCA way, they're going to analyze the performance in each and every single question. They look at the computer output. Then they find that out of 1,000 students who sat for that paper, only 2 students got the correct answer. My friend, if they find it that way, then this will be the first question in your sitting. If they find that this computer output under topic number 2, only 2 students scored all the marks out of 1,000 students, then I can confirm to you it will be the first question in your sitting. So what does it say? Yep, we are anticipating that these areas that were not touched might find their way into your exams, right? They does not stop the examiner from repeating what was tested in the April sitting, but of course using different figures. We're just giving our opinion based on the trends and by looking at the course outline and the past paper question. But generally, this prediction again will not prevent me from discussing everything in topic number 1, topic number 2, all the way to topic number 8. I will be able to teach you everything that is supposed to be covered under this particular unit. Good. Now, if you look at what we have done for the last 1 hour and some minutes, have you been able to see where you now come in? Have you been able to see where you now come in? Right? Confirm that. Based on the course outline, the past paper question, what you're going to learn, have you been able to see your role? Can you pick your role from what we have discussed? Your responsibility? What we expect you to do? Have you been able to see? Have you been able to see your role with regards to what we have discussed? Your responsibility as far as this unit is concerned? I believe so, right? So there is no single day we are going to go to the class and check what has happened. We have like 300 students in the class or in the group, but in the meeting, we normally have only 60 students. What is happening? It will be very difficult for us to actually go that direction, right? because you have access to LMS, you have access to everything, right? So you'll be able to do the right thing. All the meetings will be conducted via Zoom. So use the link through LMS to access the meeting. If there's a problem with one of our classes, we'll be able to communicate in advance that, you know what, maybe today we not have our class due to 1 or 2, and therefore let's meet some other time. But I was actually requesting these people to give me just 1 lesson per week. We'll be able to manage this. But the 2 lessons will be enough for us to do this, complete in advance, do our mock, discuss, and then wait for the exams. Perfect. Now, is there someone who joined this meeting who have not decided to join the class? You've actually seen by yourself. No one has said it to you. No one has reported it to you. You have seen it by yourself that, you know what? We have kicked off. We have actually started learning, because next class, which will be on Wednesday, will be introducing topic number 2. So what if you wait for the results until 12? You shall have missed about two lessons, right? So don't wait for that time. Join us. The results should find you when you are somewhere. If they are otherwise, of course, we are always flexible. We'll allow you to do what? To change to the right place. If they are in your favor, then of course, just proceed and now put in more effort. Good. That is it. The next thing, is there someone who paid for the unit, who is already in the group, who has been given access to LMS, but they do not know what to do with LMS? They're just wondering, what is this LMS thing that these people keep on mentioning every now and then? LMS. What is this animal called LMS? Do you have such a person here? Anytime you call RCM, they're telling you LMS. Unashanga, LMS ni mtu ama ni nyama yupi, right? That's what I want to address within these 10 minutes. Then we end our session. Now,